There's, yeah, I missed the countdown. Nailed it. Hey, welcome back to SRAC. Sorry, I was trying to adjust my headphone volume. Caw, what's up,
Man,
assholes?
You just refuse to pay attention to anything.
It's switched. There used to be a giant red light. It's not there anymore. I don't know what's going on. I'm just glad to see you guys. It's been too long, man.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Hey, how you doing?
Rob?
Cheers. Thanks for the mug.
Look at that mug.
That was very nice.
Somebody got me a new Mando mug.
Rob is turning 75 this month.
What'd you say?
That is nice.
Yeah.
That is nice.
I said you're turning 75 this month, so wanted to get you something to commemorate. Oh, there goes my earbud already. All right.
We're back, baby. Woo!
Giant ear hole.
What has even happened since we last recorded, dude? I don't know. I think it's been there's been like 3 holidays or something since we last recorded. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's been like a month or so. It's been a minute.
Where did we even leave off?
Yeah, I was going to talk to you guys about we should just switch to like a bi-weekly schedule. I feel like we could easily pump out 2 a month consistently. I think consistency is more important than necessarily like quantity or volume.
We're not consistent because you're always baking bread, motherfucker. Like we're always ready every week. We're waiting on you.
Yeah, I'll take the blame. I'm just saying that we should switch it up. That's fine. But yeah, last week I was ready and like nobody wanted to do it. I don't know what happened last week.
No.
I was like, hey, what about the podcast? And you're like, let's do the podcast. And then we never did the podcast.
Yeah, we're waiting on you. We said whenever. We both said whenever. And then you didn't do it. So I figured you were busy.
Well, I didn't know I had to. I didn't know I was the linchpin here.
You're the brains of this operation. Dude, we all know this. Without you, there is nothing.
Rob is gazing off.
See what I mean?
He's posing for like a novel cover right now. Like, what are you doing?
I thought he was frozen. He's just like real still.
Nah, I'm just quiet.
He looks like he's reading something to his
I don't know
right.
what he's doing. Well, I gotta say the video and audio is much better than the last time we recorded. So I don't know what's going on. The what? Jesus Christ, Rob. Are you in a trance? What are you looking at? The fuck? Did you see Jesus? What is going on?
I am trying to get my podcast to work.
You know?
Well, the speakers aren't working all of a sudden, so piss off.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's something you want to do before we record.
Well, you're so loud, and I can't hear Sean.
Hey, Sean,
so.
what is... All right.
That's normal.
Yeah, you're loud too. I'm just going with it. Hey, I've got a huge surprise for you guys. I haven't.
Please don't take your shirt off.
But I shaved my chest. No, dude, it's not that. I intentionally didn't tell either one of you because I was so excited. And it's sorry for the podcast listeners, but this is a visual thing. But I'll tell you what it is. So I don't know.
Oh no, it's going drums. I wanted a drum roll. That's all I got though.
It's not my dick, listener. It was something better than that. I don't know if Kristen has been noticing. I've been reading so many comics lately. The Flash in particular. Like I just been reading the shit out of the Flash. But somehow she allowed this purchase. Check this out.
Oh, okay. This is not a gift for us.
No, this is all me. The Flash, number 139 CGC. One of the ones I've been wanting. She said I could get it for an early Father's Day present. September 1963. Wow. First appearance of Professor Zoom, a.k.a. Reverse Flash.
Okay. So that's why it's significant.
Can you guys see that?
No, it's blurry as crap.
Yeah. So did you get it on eBay or did you get a local shop or what?
Oh, really? I'm sorry. I'll show it to you when you come over. I got it on eBay. I looked at the fair market value was 500. I got it for 450 on eBay. But I was like,
for that rating of 4.5, that's the fair market value.
500 for a 4.5. So I was like, I just threw in a low ball. I tried, I said 400, and I was like, I thought he'd just decline it, and he came back. I was like, came back. I was like, Kristen, I know, I've already, am I have to buy this because I set it in, but 400, I was willing to go without my wife's permission. But then when he counter offered, I was like, all right, it's getting a little high. I got to get her permission. But she she said yes. I was like, oh, I was so happy, dude. And it came in the mail, and I hugged it. Yeah,
that's fantastic.
So, very cool.
That was one of the issues that I wanted. 123 is the first issue or the first mention of alternate universes or parallel worlds or whatever. That's 123. That's a bit more expensive, but this was the other one that I've been looking at. I know Sean, every time Sean and I go into a comic book store, I'm like, do you have this? And how much is it worth?
That's awesome, dude.
So, yeah.
So I'm curious about the,
yeah.
I forget you've been married for what, 6 years, 7 years?
I don't know. 2014. So, what year is this? 7.
So 7 years. So maybe at 8 years you could stop asking permission. You could just inform.
No,
be like,
not for a purchase, not for something that big.
Well, hey,
a lightsaber, yeah, but that was that. What?
Well, since we're showing stuff, I'll be right back. I have something I have to show you guys. So you guys keep talking. I'll be right back.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this?
Okay.
I made a purchase.
Listener, check out our.
I can't. It's gonna be like a bundle of 2x4s. That's the thing Rob's into.
I was like, I didn't know Rob spent money on himself. This is new.
Right. Yeah, I'm very curious what this could be. Did I show you the Hellboy first appearance? Did we see this?
You sent me a picture. Yes, that is.
So this is Dime Press number 4, an Italian comic. Came in the mail. It's been so long, I don't remember if I've discussed this or not since I got it, because it's been so long since we've done a show. But yeah, very cool actual first appearance of Hellboy. Rob came back with more coffee. I don't see a purchase anywhere. I think that was something.
Oh God, Rob's showing his dick.
All right, yeah, that's not impressive at all. These shoes, work shoes, I purchased them online from Kohl's for $20. $20. Anti-slip. Very, very soft soles. $20. That's a 4.7 rating.
That's
how does this tie into the podcast?
That's
my purchase.
I told Steve. I said to Steve, I was like, he's going to come back with a bundle of 2x4s.
Close.
That's what Rob's into. Like, I knew it.
That's not even something for yourself.
That is.
I mean, can't you just have your work buy you shoes?
You're funny.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you're excited over that, I guess.
Dude, those are $70 shoes I got for $20.
I have not
$20. I had $40 worth of Kohl's cash and a 30% off coupon.
I'm very happy for you.
That's what I get excited about.
I'm very happy for you, Rob.
I think
inside packaging. So, listener, I am showing off my latest Hot Toys acquisition, which is the Mandalorian in full Beskar. Still in the package. I don't have room to display it. So, got a lot of stuff in here. Multiple Grogus. Not as exciting as a pair of Keds, but it's exciting for me.
What does that dude in Ragnarok say? He's like, here's my stuff.
Behold my stuff.
My stuff. Yeah, that is what our podcast has become. Behold my stuff.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Oh, this is cool too. This was a Kickstarter thing I did like a year ago that finally arrived. It's a recreation of the very first Spawn action figure, but like redone up to modern standards. I don't really want to get it out of the elaborate box, so I'll just kind of show it to you. What a glare
that is
here.
Nice.
But and I have the original one too. I'll have to like do something where I show the scale difference because this one's a lot bigger. But yeah,
if anybody's listening to this,
cool
this is
an attempt to get more Yeah, this is an attempt to get more YouTube viewers.
Yeah.
Our YouTube numbers are down, so we gotta boost it up. Yeah. No, I don't know.
We don't care about you.
I don't know.
But anyway, back to the show. All right, so we got some shows to discuss. So let's go with Falcon and Winter Soldier, also known as Captain America and Winter Soldier now. I think we can spoil that at this point. I don't think anybody's too surprised by that.
Why is it not Captain and Bucky Barnes?
So I remember last time we talked, I was very excited to see Sam. That's a good question. That I don't know. But last time we talked, I was very excited to see Sam's new suit. And they did a very comics accurate version of the suit. So accurate that he could barely move his head around. So I felt bad for him a little bit because that cowl was a little bit rigid, kind of kept him from moving his head. However, it looked stunning, just perfect. The wings, the shield, the kind of leathery look to it. It's supposed to be developed by Wakandans and stuff. So I was very happy to see that. Very excited to see that on the big screen. I think that'll look really cool. See where his adventures go. Then we had some other things. Rob was correct about Agent Carter being the power broker.
Yeah, I totally was wrong about that one. Woof.
I didn't like it, but
I was wrong.
I was right.
I'm not. I don't want that arc for a character. And then I was thinking about like, this doesn't even make sense. If she was the power broker, why did she lead them to the guy that made her main moneymaker? And then she let Baron Zemo kill the dude. It just didn't make sense. It seemed kind of like haphazard the way they did that. It's a weird choice to make her the power broker. I'm not sure where that's going. I'm sure there'll be good developments out of it. It just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. The other thing was just kind of the unevenness of how they treated Flag Smasher, Carly Morgenthau, is, literally just, flip-flopping back. Oh, I feel bad for this chick. Oh, I hate this chick. Oh, I feel bad. Oh, man, I fucking hate this chick. I'm so glad she's dead. Oh, I guess it's sad that she's dead. I'm not sad. It was just really weird. Very uneven, the way they treated the villain, where they try to garner that sympathy, and then the next thing they're like, oh, she just murdered a bunch of people and didn't give a shit about it. It's like, what am I supposed to do here? What do you want me to feel, Marvel? I don't understand. And ultimately, I just landed on, I'm glad she's dead.
Right.
We got U.S. Agent, the big U.S. Agent reveal, which, again, not really shocking or anything like that, but he got his black suit, which is good, I guess. I don't really care or feel one way or another about that.
Did you follow U.S. Agent at all in the comics or no? Okay.
No, I've never really. There's very few times I've cared for like knockoff versions of characters. I
didn't know if like his black outfit was something everybody was looking for, because you said he's got his black outfit. I didn't know if everybody was waiting to see that or something.
Well, I think we knew that. Comic readers knew that he was going to become U.S. Agent. So yeah, it was kind of like what's his suit going to look like? As a comic reader, visuals are important. You want to see that stuff. It looked good. Yeah, it was. I thought it wrapped up really well. I thought it was a good series overall. Made some choices that were kind of strange, but also did some things really well.
Dude, the action was really well, man. When his wings dug into the concrete to reinforce himself when he was taking a hit, I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I can't wait to see this in the movie. And they're already doing a sequel, right? With a movie.
I think they're going to do a movie,
a sequel movie to the Captain America. I mean, yeah. So man, I mean, I love that whole helicopter scene, and that was great.
Yeah, good stuff.
So did you like it better than WandaVision?
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead, Rob. Rob's on
a longer delay than he was last time.
Yeah, and I stopped.
Please go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I thought the ending was the fight scenes were fantastic. Him in his suit, he does a flip in the air, throwing stuff. It was amazing. But the whole like Sharon Carter got shot, and she shot the whatever the bad guys. What was the girl's name? I forgot her name already. That's how much I cared.
Carly Morgan.
So she got shot and killed by Carter. Carter's bleeding out. Why doesn't he help Carter? Why does he pick up her body and then float her down like, she's all angelic?
Right.
I didn't get that.
Right.
I totally missed that.
Right. It was very weird.
Now his speech, his Captain America's,
and that's what I mean about how they wanted you to feel about her. It was like,
just, you should let that come natural, more organic instead of forcing it on us, I think. But I loved his speech at the end. He just kind of monologued. He did his Captain America speech. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was good stuff. I really like that whole beat, the way they're kind of setting that character up. Very very happy to see where this is going next. What else? The Bad Batch started. Anybody watching the Bad Batch?
Yes.
What are you thinking so far?
It's good. I mean, it's it's not as deep as the other, as like Mandalorian or the live action stuff, but it's good character based stuff. I love seeing the clone troopers. I'm enjoying it. Learning more about the chips in the clone troopers' heads, and all that stuff. Oh, MODOK starts on Friday, so we got that starting up. That's pretty cool. If you got Hulu,
right? Been waiting to see that for a while.
How did you guys watch the Mortal Kombat movie?
Yeah, I did. It was crap, but I had so much fun, man. I enjoyed it. I had a bunch of fun, man. I thought Kano was the best character, and the way he got his what was it called, Arcana. I really like that scene. He's like, fucking laser beams. Yeah. And I like the fatality with the spinning helmet. I enjoyed that one.
Yes, Kung Lao fatality. That's
I enjoyed the movie, but I'm not going to say it's a great movie, but I enjoyed it. What'd you think,
Rob? What are your thoughts on the
Mortal Kombat? It was entertaining. I was a little confused with the lead character. I was like, who the heck is this guy? But once it got going, it was good. Some of the fight scenes were cool. I don't think I liked it as much as you hyped it out, but it was decent. It was decent.
Yeah.
You're a big fan of this movie?
No, I love it.
Sean?
Oh, dude, I loved it. It was because my attachment to it goes back to 1992 or whatever when the game came out. I was at Stonehenge. I don't remember what the bowling alley though. And I think it was Stonehenge, but I was there playing. Me and my friend Todd would go there every week and play Street Fighter 2, and I think Champion Edition was out, and then the one week we showed up, there was Mortal Kombat, and I'd read about it in the game magazine. So I'm like, oh, we got it. And there was a crowd around it too. There's probably like 5 or 6 people around it. Went over, played it. The graphics were fascinating. The violence was awesome. The gameplay was always terrible, but anyway. But I've always liked the IP itself, though. It was as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh man, this is based on that guy's based on the guys from Big Trouble in Little China. You could just, oh, that guy's supposed to be Jean-Claude Van Damme or whatever. Everything they were taken from was like pretty obvious. So I think, so when I watch a movie like Mortal Kombat, I don't sit down and watch a movie like Mortal Kombat going in, treating it like a Wes Anderson movie. I just think that it does the movie a disservice. That's not the headspace I'm in. So what I'm looking for is like a faithfulness to the IP, which I thought they did a good job at being faithful to the, because this was literally a video game, an arcade game designed by 4 guys to basically steal quarters from children, is basically what this whole movie is based on. So you got to kind of look at it through that lens. You can't look at it as this is somebody's grand artistic vision. This is somebody taking something that they love and trying to turn it into a different media format. And I think they succeeded for the most part. I mean, it could have been better. I thought the fight scenes were cool, but they weren't great. So I think they need some choreography work.
The tournament. There was no tournament. Is that going to be in the next movie?
There was no tournament. Well, that's the thing. They're clearly building up to it, which I'm okay with that. Yeah. But the whole lead character, like Rob said, so all these years of Mortal Kombat since '92, excuse me, they've introduced, I don't know, probably at least 100 characters, between 80 and 100 characters, I'm guessing. It's just weird to me they made up one more for this movie. It's like you couldn't find anybody in that whole catalog of characters that the fans already know. They had to be like, no, we got to filter it through this new guy. And he wasn't like terrible, but it was hard to give a shit because we didn't know who he was. They literally could have just used Johnny Cage. He was basically a Johnny Cage stand-in.
Did you not like the batons, or was it the chest thing?
His power, yeah, his arcana, whatever, was lame as fuck. The armor and batons, and then he beats Goro. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, it was just. But however, like, there's a lot. Again, I like Kano a lot. I like that they hired martial artists instead of actors for the majority of the roles. I thought that was cool because that's honestly what's important in a movie. Like I wanted to see a mystical, kung fu ninja movie, martial arts movie, right? I wasn't going to see character development. I want to see violence. I want to see gore. I want to see martial arts, and I got that for the most part. The Sub-Zero Scorpion fight, that was that was the piece de resistance or whatever. It was like what they built up to. And I thought they did a good job with that, like establishing their whole history. They could have done a whole movie with just Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and I'd have probably been happy as long as they were dressed like ninjas.
All right, so your takeaway on this one was positive. So I guess what I'm asking is, do you think they can do that better than what you just saw? Or do you think that's the limit?
Yeah, well, I think anything can be improved upon. Like, really, if you're honest with yourself. And like I said, I'd probably give this about a 7 out of 10, maybe a 7.5 out of 10. Because I thought the script was fine. And, it's not a lot of memorable stuff as far as the writing, but again, that's not what I'm looking for. It moved quickly. It got to it established it didn't try to establish the entire Mortal Kombat cast of characters. Thankfully, they selected a small amount to kind of introduce. They had Cabal in it. I fucking love Cabal. A lot of people don't know Cabal. He's introduced in Mortal Kombat 3. So I thought even though they fucking killed his ass off, I still was just happy to see Cabal in a Mortal Kombat movie. I always liked his character design. He always reminded me of like Darth Vader.
I had no idea who that guy was. The only thing I see some of the fatalities on Facebook of some like Arnold Terminator and like the Joker. That's the last thing I'd seen of, besides the first game we originally played when it first came out.
Right. So yeah, I was just basing it on being a fan of the series, and in that respect, I think they did a good job. Like, there aren't really many. I don't think there are any good video game movies out there. I remember I loved the first Mortal Kombat when I saw it, and I remember thinking it was lame and cheesy at the time, but it was still such a step up from the Street Fighter movie that I enjoyed it, even though it was only PG-13, which made no sense for an R-rated video game. But I think it was good. But yeah, it could have been a lot better. Like I said, they didn't have to create a whole new character. They could have had better fight scenes. The choreography could have been like Yuan Wu Ping level. My favorite choreographer for that stuff. But I enjoyed it. Like I said, it moved quick. It's like Kong Godzilla to me. It's you don't look at it as art really. It's almost more like a sporting event. you don't go watch the Browns because you want to know everybody's personal history. You want to see them kick ass. You know, like that's what you're there for. That's these kind of movies. That's how I view them. Basically, I'm not there for the great writing or the brilliant structure or the big reveal at the end. No, man, I just want to see blood and violence and martial arts. That's it. And they delivered for the most part on that.
Did you like it enough to watch it again?
I have not watched it again. No, I have considered it. I have not done it yet. But no, I enjoyed it. A lot of it's just I've been busy. You know, I've only had time to really. I've only made time to watch. You know, I don't know. I've been watching new stuff. I've been watching Mayor of Easttown on HBO. That's been pretty good. Kate Winslet. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else I've actually watched or what. But no, I enjoyed Mortal Kombat. I just heard that Dune is not going to premiere on HBO Max, so that makes me sad. Then I'll have to leave the house. You know how I feel about leaving the house.
I know.
So little sad about that. I'll have to go to the theater. Still some other good stuff coming. Matrix is apparently still going to hit HBO Max,
Really?
which is mind-blowing. The idea of watching a Matrix movie for the first time at home. Unless that changes between now and December. The Venom 2 trailer premiered. I thought it was
now
okay.
that's only in theaters, right? The Venom movie. Okay,
yeah,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's only in theaters.
So you will be getting out of the house for that.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a day one. That's in September. Something's coming out in July that I was like, "Ooh, I got to go see that," and I don't remember what it is now.
Black Widow.
Is that
Should
July?
Be. Better be. They already bumped it back.
Yeah, I'll definitely be seeing that. Oh, actually, what I'm thinking of though, I think is Snake Eyes though.
Oh,
is July as well. Did you watch that trailer?
I haven't seen that. I remember you telling me they were making a movie. I didn't know there was a trailer out.
I'm already upset about this.
Oh, really? It looks bad, huh?
It doesn't look bad. My grievance is pretty superficial actually, but he doesn't have his mask on the entire time.
Oh, are you kidding me?
And I'm thinking, you know, and like the people who make, I read something like an interview with the director, like a snippet, and he's like, oh, it's great because it's an origin movie, so he doesn't have to have his mask on. And I'm like, oh, and like, you know, we get to see his face, and all I could think of, like, we've had 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. We've seen this guy's face for like 8 seconds, and everybody loves his fucking show. Fuck you. How dare you? Like, I don't want to see Snake Eyes' face. I don't. I have no desire to see Snake Eyes' face. So I'm already salty about that though. It's like, man, I don't, you know, I think of all these great performances again, Mandalorian, V for Vendetta, stuff like that, where you don't see the guy's face and it doesn't fucking matter. It actually helps the movie. You know, it makes the mystery.
They already did the origin story without his mask in the other G.I. Joe movie. Let's move on from that one.
I don't want to see his face. That takes away.
Yeah, it's like
That takes away his nuance, man. I don't want to know what he looks like. Because now when I see him, I'll think of whoever playing him.
Yeah. It's like exactly. It's like if in the middle of fucking Empire, Darth Vader just took his mask off for like the rest of the series. You know what I mean? Like we had the big reveal at the end of Jedi.
Kylo Ren.
And like, it was like, oh, he's a sad old man. You know, yeah, Kylo Ren, exactly. Yeah, ruined. Well, one of the many things that ruined that character, but that contributed a lot on a visual level. No, leave the fucking mask on. Like, I mean, as soon as I hear this, I'm just like, okay, you could do the origin and have his face for a little bit, but get the mask on right away. Get the mask on right away. That's not Snake Eyes. Like, come the fuck. Snake Eyes is based on a fucking action figure. All right. That's what this is based on. This, again, going back to Mortal Kombat. Stop trying to make it into something it's not. Mortal Kombat, G.I. Joe is not some deep lore. You know what I mean? No, these were products made. One was made to fucking make money at an arcade. The other was made to make money at the toy store. That's it. You know, we want to see ninja badassery. We don't want to see anybody's face. We want to see Snake Eyes.
The new title of this movie is Snake Eyes, When He Found Love and Lost It.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? Snake Eyes kills people with swords with a mask on. That's all you need.
Yeah. Like, fuck's sake.
It's probably going to be where
it's different characters like Spider-Man and stuff. They you know, they have different identity masks. Oh, please don't say that. Let's hope not. But yeah, so I'm already a little salty as a huge Snake Eyes fan. Like, you know, I got so much. I have so many Snake Eyes figures, shirts, hoodies. Fucking love that character. Everybody in my of a certain age liked that character growing up. And at no point did we want to see his fucking face. So, like, know your fucking audience.
Well,
frustrating. Just
you
frustrating.
never know. It could surprise you. Well, yeah,
it could. It could. And you know, these could all be early scenes from the movie or whatever. But I swear to God, if they wait till like the last like 10 minutes of the movie to put his mask on, I'm gonna burn that theater down. Because like, also that's not serious, just because it would but yeah, I just it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, look at the Deadpool movies. Like, look at Deadpool 2. Basically, Ryan Reynolds either has his mask on or he's covered in makeup. You know, he's covered in his Freddy Krueger makeup. It's fantastic, right? We never actually see Ryan Reynolds' beautiful face in Deadpool 2, if I remember correctly. So I don't understand the fascination with, well, I gotta show his face. No, we don't. No, we do not. Again, Mandalorian, dude. Mandalorian being the most recent thing where when he took his helmet off, it meant something. You know what I mean? Like, it was a big moment when that helmet came off in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And I hope that continues with season 3. I hope he, you know, continues with his cult-like behavior where he never takes his helmet off, because it just looks so much fucking cooler. Why wouldn't you? It's the Star Wars universe. People wear helmets all the time. Please continue that.
Yes.
Hey,
I saw Kong v Godzilla. I don't know what you're talking about. Godzilla being all ass. That motherfucker was mobile, man. I was like, geez. that was pretty.
But he's got a big ass, though. You have to. He's pear shaped. If you really look at him.
He uses his weight well in this last movie. So that's that was a fun movie too. I'm not a big Kong Godzilla fan, but I enjoyed that. I think
they did what they had to do for the most part. It was, again, if you pay attention to the writing, you're going to roll your eyes the whole time. But they got to the monsters fighting pretty quickly. We got multiple monster fights with some stupid shit thrown in between. And, you know, again, we're just there for the big. We're there for Tyson versus Holyfield.
Right.
You know, we don't care about it really anything else.
Any of the human element. It's like, just get rid of that. Just Kong v Godzilla. We don't need to.
It's not
see
working.
Them traveling through tunnels and shit.
Well, the whole thing is too is like they kind of shoehorned in the girl from the last Godzilla movie and her dad, the girl from Stranger Things. Forget her name, Billy something. But the issue, like, she almost had no purpose in that movie. Basically, that her and the guy she was running around with, or the two guys she was running around with, they almost served no purpose in that movie until they spilled a flask onto a console, which didn't even need to happen. They could have written that completely differently, but it was just weird how they shoehorn that stuff in. It's like, nobody cares about the humans. That's not one. Monkey Punch Lizard. That's what we're here for. Monkey Punch Lizard. You could have named it Monkey Punch Lizard.
Just like Transformers. Like, nobody cares about the humans.
Oh my God.
Get rid of the humans.
Just stop.
Hey,
stop it.
Didn't you tell me you got all the Transformers movies now in 4K?
I do have them all in 4K. I got through the first 3 and I gave up. I'll get back to it one day when I get back in the Transformers phase. I've seen the first 4. I just don't remember majority of them. I still really like the first one. I enjoy the first movie for the most part. And then they really took a huge nosedive after that. But I've never seen the 5th one. I need to get to that one. But I have to watch the 4th one again because I don't remember it at all. And I just want to watch it. I'm sure it's not integral to watching the 5th one or anything. I just want to do it. They look great. They sound great on my setup. So that's the whole reason I bought them, basically. Ooh, they have Dolby Vision.
Did you watch Bumblebee?
I love the Dolby Vision.
Hey, I took.
Yeah, I watched Bumblebee. I thought that was pretty good. The opening scene of Bumblebee should have been its own movie, though. Like, that's what I want to see in a Transformers movie. Just, they're on Cybertron. The Transformers look great. They look like the toys, but updated. That's what I want to see. And instead, you know, they go to Earth and but it was still pretty good.
Hey, I got the kids. I got kids to watch Speed Racer.
Oh yeah, the movie. How'd it go?
Okay,
talk to me.
They enjoyed it, after we paused the movie about 18 times and I explained everything. Like I explained,
That's
they were
fine.
like, I had to explain honor and dishonor and stock market manipulation and fucking Brooklyn's like, why would someone fake their own death? I was like, ugh.
Good question, dude. Look at this. Getting her fucking
Yes.
mind breaks going, dude.
Yes.
Good shit.
And it was great, you know. And Chris and I, we'd pause every like 10 minutes, you know, so they could ask questions. And then at the end, they were like, "That was great," you know. And Dom was, Dom was like, "I want to watch it again." I was like, "Yeah, yeah."
I told you. Rob and I both told you.
Yeah. So it was good after I explained a whole bunch of real world situations to them that they're much too young for right now and probably don't understand. But
did you go in depth? I would have just been like, he's a bad guy. He wants to hurt their family. Like, I just left it at that.
No, we did not. We went in depth.
I'd been like, literally, I'd been like, well, if they win, they lose money. They'll lose money, and that makes them sad and angry. So that's what I would have just broken it down to the most simplest thing. Steve's busting out like fucking the Wall Street Journal, and he's like, well, look at this graph. This explains what's happening in Speed Racer here. Like,
I was like, everything you do, it doesn't matter because corporate America, you know, is our. I was like, the outcome has already been determined, Brooklyn. I just
picture that.
Any dreams you
at the end of Scott Pilgrim, where he's like, Scott Pilgrim discovers the power of love. It's like Brooklyn Rocco discovers depression.
right. It's like, I'm sorry you had any dreams, but those dreams are now crushed. But I'm glad you enjoyed Speed Racer.
It's just fun to watch. I mean, it's visually stunning.
But Dot.
Yes.
Yeah, it is amazing.
It must look cool on your screen, man. That last race where it's just the fucking lights and it's fast. All the races, Carfu, man. That's the kind of shit I can get behind. Cars are attacking each other. Again, the Wachowskis know how to do chases.
Yeah.
Right? They're literally, the cars are doing karate. Like, that's what I'm there to see. They're weaponized.
And like Rob was saying with the colors, I mean, the movie is fucking mesmerizing. Like, I don't know how. Oh, and they love the monkey. Yeah, the monkey and the what's his name? Spritle. Yeah. Spritle. They love Spritle and the monkey. Chim Chim. So, especially when they went into the anime stuff, they were really enjoying that. And when they had the candy overdose, the kids were like, I would love to eat all that candy.
Dude, Wachowskis have such an imagination. And I feel like the failure of that movie sent them into a depression. And then that's when they put out like Cloud Atlas or whatever. I don't know if that came out first or not. But I feel like they just went somewhere different. They're like, well, our visual imagination is too much for the world to handle, apparently. So here's this. You know what I mean? Like, it was... Because that movie is stunning and just everything about it, the choreography, if that's what you even call it, of the races and everything, and the setup, the way the tracks look, the sensation of speed that you got from watching it, the oversaturated colors, not desaturated, Zack Snyder style, oversaturated because it's based on a fucking cartoon, much like how Zack Snyder's movies are based on fucking comic books, but he desaturated them instead of leaning into it and really running with the color palette, like, again, with the imagination of the Wachowskis.
There's that fight scene in the middle of one of the final races, and they have that little fight scene, and they add in the Speed Racer music, you know? They're like, dun, 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 dun. I was like, this is awesome. So, and then I started playing the original song for the kids, and the movie was done. So we got that on their playlist now.
They play it at the end.
Nice. Dude, it's such a good time. It's just a fun movie.
Yeah.
That's oh man, it's such a great movie. I can't believe it's not available on 4K.
It on Voodoo?
It disappoints me because it would look so
I
good.
I got
4K. But it's on my Voodoo. Yeah,
I got Rad in 4K, but not Speed Racer.
No, not Speed Racer. No. Yeah, I do have. Do you have the Indiana Jones pre-ordered, the 4K set, or no? Comes out June 10th. got that pre-ordered. Very excited for that.
What do you think of this new Indiana Jones?
I think leave it alone. Don't.
I
do,
know, right?
Stop.
Like, what am I supposed to be watching? Harrison Ford's crippled ass, running around? Or...
Yeah. And what year is it at this point? Is it like the 70s?
It's gotta be.
Like, are we going into like the Korean War? Like, what is happening? I don't even know what era this is.
Dr. Jones.
Like, I guess it would be well past the Korean War, but like we're still in Vietnam.
When did it start? The 40s?
Yeah, like the 40s, maybe late 30s. Or Nazi stuff, basically.
Yeah.
It's, Nazis, and the last one was the communist era. But it's so old now. It's like I'd rather just have a reboot at this point. I feel like a reboot is inevitable for that series, so I'd rather just see a fucking reboot at this fucking point. Because man, I cannot believe that they're doing this to us, and I'm gonna go see it. I'll be like, yes, sir.
Weren't they
Here's
gonna
my
make
money.
4 for Indiana?
Weren't they gonna make Shia LaBeouf like? Weren't they gonna like let him take over, and then he went crazy and insane and stupid, and they just axed that?
That was. I think I read that too. That was like the intention, that he was going to be like some type of heir to it, and I don't know why they picked him, but but I don't know, man. I don't want to see that. I want to see Indiana Jones at his peak in Nazi, you know what I mean? Like, that's where he belongs. And I don't like it. Harrison Ford's too old, and that's fine. We don't need that movie then.
Please tell me there's not going to be action scenes with him.
Just get the guy that talks and looks just
Indiana
like
Jones
him.
And the fucking Sunnyvale retirement.
Just get that actor that talks and looks just like him.
So, right. Get that guy. Yeah, seriously. Like, do that. But yeah, no thank you. And I honestly, I legitimately forget Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, because I only saw it once, and it was at the theater, and I forget it exists most of the time. Like, I legitimately just think, oh yeah, there's those 3 Indiana Jones movies. I'm like, oh wait, there's 4. Fuck. Like, I think I own it too. I think I own it on Blu-ray, because I own the box set. So yeah, I probably have it, but I've never taken it out of the fucking case. I've never ever wanted to see that again ever since then. So disappointing.
Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones.
Well,
but yeah. So what else do we got coming up?
Dr. Jones. Did you want to do a quick recap of World War Hulk?
Yeah, if I had read it, I never even read it.
Rob hasn't read it either.
Well, I've read it, just not recently. Okay. But I do. Rob's very excited for this.
I gave up trying to read the Marvel.
Much of, what have I? Well, I've been actually like reading books that Maggie. Wait, are you using mine or Steve, it might be a different password now?
But it like won't let me on my iPad. I need to try it on Steve's, a computer.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah, man, that's a bummer.
It like keeps wanting me to buy it.
All right. Well, what did you think of World War Hulk, Steve? Give us the recap.
Yeah, I'll give you. It's pretty basic, the story. It's Hulk is causing chaos. So Mr. Fan.
But do you know why?
He's on Earth, and he goes to Hulk, and then he starts. No,
but what's the setup though? Like, why is he on Earth causing shit?
Because he's Hulk.
He's Hulk. Are you talking about? Are you going back to Planet Hulk, or what are you doing? Because there's a reason that he's on Earth starting shit.
No, I'm talking about before they sent him off. In originally too.
Okay, so you're talking about Planet.
Yeah, I'm talking about Hulk's being Hulk on Earth. So Tony Stark and Mr. Fantastic, Doctor Strange, and someone else come together. They're like, we got to get Hulk off world. Like, he's going to destroy Earth. So they send Hulk up in a fucking spaceship, and they just shoot him off Earth. And he ends up getting sucked into somewhere and landed on
an unintended destination.
That which is Sakaar in Ragnarok that we saw. So right. He ends up being there. He finds love and everything, and then he's it's
a very Conan-like story.
Yeah, so he's happy as hell with his new bride or whatever, and I guess there's like a bomb on that spaceship, and it blows up and kills his wife or whatever. So he thought the bomb went off. He thought that, Tony Stark and the crew made it explode. So he wanted vengeance. So he finds his way back to Earth, and that's when he starts, he just goes after everybody. He starts with that was the other guy, Black Bolt. He goes to the moon first, gets one of the what are they called? The new Inhumans. And tell him about that scene when he first encounters Black Bolt, Sean.
So when I was always trying to get Steve to read comics, one of the things I would reference is World War Hulk. So the preface that Steve just gave you is actually the storyline from Planet Hulk, which is what takes place before World War Hulk. And so the humans are based on the moon, and he stops by there. And Black Bolt's a very, very powerful Inhuman who he can decimate mountains by just speaking or whatever, right? So I was always telling Steve about this one scene or panel or whatever you want to call it in the World War Hulk in the first issue, because it was just so awesome as a longtime comic book reader, knowing Black Bolt's power set, knowing that Hulk gets more powerful the angrier he gets. And this is like the angriest he's ever been, basically. He stops off at the moon base, and like, I forget who, Black Bolt's sister or one of the other Inhumans is like, Hulk, you don't want to mess with him. He can level mountains with just by whispering. He's like, I didn't come here for a whisper. I came to hear him scream or something like that. And then you see like Black Bolt says something, and it looks like Hulk's, whole body is getting decimated down to a skeleton. And then like a few panels later, here's Hulk showing up on Earth talking. He's like up in the sky or something, coming across everybody's fucking television and screens and whatnot. And he's like, he holds up Black Bolt's fucking mutilated body, basically. It's just like, it's such a great message for Hulk. Like, everybody was immediately just pissing their pants. And like, Tony Stark was using that Iron Man suit filtration system in that moment, because he sees Black Bolt just being held up in the air. I thought he was dead.
I thought he killed him. I was like, holy shit. Like you said, mutilated body. And he was just holding him up. His body was all limp, I was like, holy shit. Yeah. But that line, I didn't come here for
hero. I didn't come here for a whisper. I came to hear you scream or something like that. Yeah.
How fucking badass is that?
It's just like, it's always stuck in my head. I've always wanted to see a cinematic equivalent of that too. I want to see the Hulk utter that line in a movie. Just because it's so badass. Again, when you know who Black Bolt is, when you know how powerful he is, and man, it was so great. But so here's what I remember of World War Hulk, though. Basically, it's basically Hulk takes over Earth, makes all the heroes fight each other the way he did on Sakaar. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Yeah. He goes into
and then
what's the Madison? He sets up Madison Square Garden, as a like. An
arena, and which it is, but like a gladiatorial arena, basically. And so all the heroes are working together to figure out how to get out of this, and they introduce. Now, this is another reason I wanted you guys to read this, though. Is this the first time you've ever seen the Sentry?
I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? He's more powerful than anybody I've ever met. He's got the power of like 10,000 suns or something like that. Like, never heard of this guy. And he's like schizophrenic or something like that.
He's got multiple personalities, because all Marvel characters have to have some kind of weakness, unlike the DC universe. Anyway, so he, so this is a great character. I don't know did you read up on this guy at all? Bob? I love it. His name's Bob, right? They just call him Bob, or like him and Hulk they were friends at one point. But anyway, so Mark Miller, like the guy who wrote Wanted, he wrote like the Kingsman movies, he wrote Kick-Ass, he's written stuff for Marvel and stuff too. Can't think of what off the top of my head, but he created this character, the Sentry, and it was kind of cool. So basically, if I remember correctly, what he did, he wanted to create like a Superman type character in the Marvel universe, and he also wanted this character to have been around for the entirety of the Marvel universe, but he wanted there to be a reason that nobody knew about him. So it was basically like he was around, and then like they erased him from history. I don't remember if they erased memories or what, but basically the idea was that nobody ever heard of him because of some mind wipe or something like that. I don't remember. I got to look it up. It's been a long time since I read about it. But so they inserted this guy, the Sentry, into the Marvel universe. And he's like the Void and he's the Sentry. And the Void being like the evil side of the character. And then he's also just Bob. But yeah, the way they set it up so that he could be a part of past continuity was this way, like, he went away or whatever and then came back for some reason. And I would love to see the Sentry in the MCU. It's basically what I'm getting to. I think he deserves his own movie. Very interesting character, and obviously, the potential to be a very cool villain in the Marvel universe because of his issues that he has. But yeah, so they seek out the Sentry, which is dangerous. They know it's dangerous to get this guy because, again, he possesses the power of the Void as well. It can destroy all existence. Right. But they need him to stop the Hulk. And basically, he ends up stopping the Hulk by talking to him. Basically.
No, he doesn't stop the Hulk. So the Sentry doesn't.
Wait, all right. Tell me what happens. That's what I remember.
Sentry doesn't stop him. They get in a big battle, but Hulk, he fucking ends up getting away. Sentry can't beat him. And then Tony Stark ends up using some kind of blast from one of his satellites to knock Hulk down. So he gets like a beam from space that ends up knocking the Hulk out back to Bruce Banner, something like that. But
is there like a conversation? I thought there was a conversation.
There is. They have a big battle. Half the city's on fire because Sentry uses the power of the sun. But he's Hulk, dude. Right. You can't destroy the Hulk. You know. Yeah, angry. And he was and that was one of the things in this comic was he was so angry. He was filled with much more rage than normal because these were his friends that he thought killed his wife. His supposed friends who sent him away. And then killed his new love or whatever. And so he was really dealing with that, and eventually.
And then you find out that probably one of your favorite characters from Thor Ragnarok, and he also shows up in Endgame. You find out Meek.
Meek and Korg.
Meek is the one with the bomb on the ship. Big twist there because he wanted to keep him motivated. He wanted him to stay. So it's pretty fucked up and twisted. And the story's a little drawn out, honestly. It's not like the greatest story ever. It's got some good beats in it. Again, like that, the opening with, just it's worth it just for seeing that panel with him holding Black Bolt's body after, saying that awesome one liner to him. Basically,
that was a great read for me because I was like Meek and Korg. I loved them in the movies, and then I find out Meek is the one that killed his wife or whatever. I was like, oh, Meek's not that great. And it was cool seeing Meek and Korg again too. That was awesome.
Yes, and that's where they originated. Was not in World War Hulk, but in Planet Hulk is where you first meet them, I believe. That's the first time I remember encountering those characters. Anyway, but yeah, it's a good story. I recommend reading Planet Hulk beforehand or watching. You can watch Planet Hulk too, Steve. That's an animated movie they put out. They adapted it. I don't. The Silver Surfer's not in it though. I think it's like Beta Ray Bill or somebody else.
Yeah.
Or what am I thinking of? I don't know. They changed something.
Yeah, but what?
I'm thinking of Planet.
It's one of the better Marvel animations. I said Planet Hulk was one of the better Marvel animation movies.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
it was Hulk. Once he realized that it wasn't, the group of his friends that tried to kill him, then he started to, I think that's why he switched from a Hulk to Bruce Banner in the end, because that whole time the Hulk was, I don't know much of the Hulk, but the whole time it was like he was about to kill these people, and then when you're reading it, you realize that deep down the Hulk doesn't want to kill anybody. Like I think he has a chance to kill someone, and one of is either Meek or Korg was egging him on, like, yeah, do it, kill him. And then Hulk says no, and Meek's like, why not?
Right.
So I saw that side of the Hulk maybe the Bruce Banner shining through, not wanting to kill anybody.
Right.
So that was interesting.
So what would you rate this after having read it?
This one I really liked, and especially like with that dude, that fucking I didn't come here for a whisper. I came to hear you scream, bitch. I fucking love that. This is a 3.5 for me. I really enjoyed this. And learning about the Sentry too. Plus, this is my first Hulk, dude. I haven't read anything Hulk before.
Right.
So I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed this one a lot.
All right. From memory, I'd have to give it a 3 out of 4. I haven't read it in a while, but I love the Hulk. He's one of my favorite characters since I was a little kid. Chasing people around the fucking Akron Seventh-day Adventist Church in my Hulk Underoos shirt is a memory. I don't know if it's a fond memory, but it's a memory.
Sorry. Can you tell me, when does the Hulk, like, growing up, I always thought the Hulk was some mindless idiot. At what point does he just start, like, I know the Professor Hulk was in this last movie or whatever, but at what point does he just start talking, like, gaining brain cells or whatever?
I don't know. I haven't read every issue of the Hulk, but it's kind of based on whoever's writing him at the time. And I could be wrong about this, but I think it was during the Peter David era, like in the 80s, maybe, where the Hulk started developing multiple personalities and stuff, like Joe Fixit and Professor Hulk and stuff. And then there was like a melding of Banner and Hulk, so it just kind of depends on who's writing them, what kind of vocabulary they want to give.
But the reason why he's able, his intelligence is greater, they're saying that Bruce is like shining through more or something. Is that their reason for it?
I guess. It's just, it's really just dependent on what the writer wants to do with the character. And it's honestly easier to write a character if you can, make him do more than grunt, and be like, Hulk smash all the time or whatever.
It's like I went from Hulk smash to him, explaining the theory of relativity or something. It's like, okay, this was a switch.
Right. So yeah, again, it just depends on how he's written, kind of thing. But yeah, it's I don't know. And there's different versions. I don't really like Professor Hulk in the comics. He's got like the bunny slippers and the fucking wife beater, the black wife beater he wears all the time. He just looks goofy. So I don't like super articulate Hulk, but I do like a Hulk that can, talk and threaten people, and I just kind of picture it with like a really, low kind of voice, but I also don't really like just, crunty Hulk either. So I think this strikes a good balance where he can speak, he's intelligent, but he's still intimidating and menacing. He's not full Professor Hulk where he's just like, oh, hey guys, I'm a giant
right.
So I'm not really fond of that one either.
Okay.
All right, so I got a comic picked out. It's the other one. I gave you 2 options. You guys went with Hulk, so I'm going to pick the other one, which is Frank Miller's Sin City: The Hard Goodbye. We're going to read that. That is in my Comixology if you can't find it anywhere.
Is that different than the movie? Or is that what the movie's based on?
No, that is... the first movie is based on there's about 4 stories in there altogether in the first movie. So this is the basis for Marv's storyline.
Okay.
And I believe it's the first Sin City to see print. So yeah, you might want to rewatch Sin City, like another movie that's not available in 4K for some god awful reason. But that's a really cool movie. You probably haven't watched it in a long time.
I didn't know anything about comics when we saw that, but I was like, man, this looks like a comic book come to life,
Well, yeah, that's why part of your assignment, we have 2 weeks. I think this is only like, I don't know. It's not maybe 7 issues worth of comics or something like that. I don't know exactly because it was published in parts in a compilation in like Dark Horse Presents, I believe. I don't think it ever had its own dedicated comic series, if I remember correctly. But it's a decent size little trade paperback, nothing huge. But we have 2 weeks. I highly recommend you watch Sin City. or at least The Hard Goodbye. If you have I have the extended cut of the movie that actually breaks the 4 storylines down into separate stories. One of which is really short. It's just the bookends for the movie. But yeah, it's watch Sin City, read The Hard Goodbye, and then we shall discuss.
All right.
Rob,
what there weren't there 2 Sin City movies?
There are 2
Josh
Sin City
Hartnett
movies, and
was
I
in
saw
the
the
other
second one in theaters. Yeah, I saw the second one in the theater, and I thought it was terrible. I have to revisit it, but I did not like the second one. I got to rewatch it though. I own it. I just haven't gotten back to it. Have you seen it?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Anyone?
What is it on?
Did you
Is
see
it
the
Yeah, I
second
saw
one?
it, but I don't remember it.
It's on. Yeah, I have The Hard Goodbye on Comixology. I have the movie in my Vudu, so you can watch it on there. But yeah, you'll have access to it.
I remember I watched the shit out of the first one. I saw the second one, and I probably didn't like it as much. That's why I haven't watched it as much. So, yeah.
Now, Ava Green spends a good deal of that movie topless, but even that
wasn't enough.
Get me to watch it again. No.
Yeah, I remember the first one was good.
Hey,
I enjoyed
besides reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
What year did that come out, that first one?
Mid 2000s. I don't remember what year. 2004 maybe? 2008? Yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah, that was
somewhere around in that area.
Now, did you read that before you saw the movie? Had you already known about that?
Yeah, I had read probably about 3 or 4 of the Sin City stories. I still haven't read them all. I actually have them all. I've read like the first 4 volumes, though. I think there's like 7 volumes, maybe. So I had read That Yellow Bastard. I had read The Hard Goodbye, and I had read, I forget the story about Dwight, what that one's called. Oh shit! I just had it for a second and I lost
2005.
it.
Gone forever.
Shit. Yeah. 2005. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was around that era. Man, what was that? Big Fat Kill. That's the one with Clive Owen. That story. I'd read those 3 stories prior to the movie coming out, so it had been a while though. But watch it, read the book, watch the movie, or vice versa. This is probably the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Not dedicated,
best adaptation.
But it's just, I don't want to say best. It's just the most direct adaptation I've ever seen of a comic book. I've never seen them take a comic book source. And it's just, they literally put the comic book on the screen. Like it's like I've never seen before, and I haven't seen since then. They just put Sin City on the fucking screen, man. Like Robert Rodriguez, his dedication to that, to literally taking the comic book and just translating it directly into a movie is amazing. Yeah. Like it's crazy. Like I think you guys will flip when you actually see how close of an adaptation this is. This is the most direct adaptation I've ever seen.
The shadowing he uses, the lighting he uses is amazing. It makes it feel like a comic book, like a panel, you know.
And the comic book is all black and white. That's why the movie's black and white with splashes of color, just like the comic book. But yeah, man, there's just certain shots. Like the majority of that movie, I'm going to throw a number out there. I'm going to say 70% of that movie is just straight up shots straight from the comic book. It's fucking nuts. Like it's so cool to see.
I besides reading a bunch of Flash, I finished all volume 5 of the Flash. It's like a shit ton. And I started reading Moon Knight, the 1980s series. That's actually not bad, man. It's for the time. There's some pretty interesting topics that they're talking about in that comic. And Yeah, I can't wait. I think I got
Faithful.
like 4.
Sorry.
What'd you say?
Faithful. It's the most faithful adaptation. That's the word I could.
I think I'm like
Anyway,
4
I'm
or 5 issues into that Moon Knight, and it's intriguing, man. I'm really liking it.
Who's the creative team on that what
I
you're
don't
reading
know.
right now?
I have no idea.
They're starting a new Moonlight comic soon, if they haven't already. And the stuff I read was in the 90s, I believe. And there's an artist named Stephen Platt who just drew Moon Knight way cooler than I had ever seen him drawn before.
Okay. Yeah, this is the original drawing of him. I also read his first appearance, the Werewolf by Night, number 33, I think it is. So, yeah. So I knew that new show was coming. And I was like, I'm going to get ready for this shit, man. I'm going to get some backstory going.
Reading the spoilers.
Man. I just want to see which way they're going to go to it. If they're going to follow exactly. He's, it's like you said, he's basically Marvel's Batman,
Yeah. But insane. Exactly.
Well, he's not insane yet. He just has a bunch of different characters that he goes around town because he doesn't want anyone to know his identity. So he becomes different people to get different information from different crowds. Like he's the wealthy billionaire. He's the cab. He drives a cab to try and get the word on the street. So he's just trying to be well informed. Now, if he loses himself in those personalities later, that might happen. But right now, he's completely sane. He just has a bunch of different aliases.
Yeah, the stuff I've read, he's got multiple personalities. He's insane in that, like he wears white because he wants people to see him coming. He's not trying to hide. He will take knife blows. He will let people stab him just to scare them because he thinks that
this is way different than what I'm reading.
Yeah, the stuff I've read is a lot different. Plus, he believes in the Egyptian god Khonshu, gives him his powers, but then you're like, does he even have powers? It depends on who's writing it, but that's kind of the Moon Knight I'm more familiar with.
Yeah, so okay. So when is that? Now that's a show coming to Disney or coming to Marvel, right? Not a movie.
Yeah, Disney Plus. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So reading comics. Oh, I forgot. I forgot to tell you this is something else. It's exciting news. I started my first pool list.
Oh,
yeah. I did it from
locally or online.
I did it from Midtown Comics.
Oh, okay. So you got to do at least 10 different comics.
Moon
what's
Knight's
on your list?
one of them, the newer one. Batman, Flash, some Firefly. There's 2 different Fireflies now. Savage Avengers. I did Amazing Spider-Man. I didn't know if there was. Do I want Spider-Man or do I want Amazing Spider-Man or do I want both? Right now, I have Amazing Spider-Man on there. Yeah.
That's the mainline title. Yeah. So you're not going to go wrong with
that.
I
forget the others.
They're always introducing other ones. But look at you.
I put Batman on there. I was like, fuck it. I got to start, reading some Batman. I know it's the newest issue, so I'm totally lost, but it's just cool to, Batman's awesome.
Well, if you have that DC Infinite, though, you can go back and get caught up.
Yeah.
They have a lot of the older stuff on there. Yeah. So if that's something you're interested in.
Yeah.
This is the upside down.
This is old Steve.
Steve is more into comics than I am right now.
That's all right, man.
We got a lot of catching up.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't know how you go back. You got to just read key issues or something because I read all volume 5 of the Flash and that's taken me forever. Like I've got four other volumes, countless years that I'd like to,
Typically what I'll do if I want to go back, recently I've been like, you know what, I need to know more about the Fantastic Four. I've read some of their stuff, but not enough to know anything real deep about them. So what I'll do is I'll go and look up the recommended storylines and stuff like that, and then I'll just go read those issues and kind of get, you know what I mean? Because I'm not going to go read every issue of Fantastic Four. That's not happening. But you can find good stories and or, you might find an author. You might be like, oh, Warren Ellis or whoever wrote this. I got to read this. I love this guy, or I love this artist. This artist worked on it, so I got to read. I want to go look at his stuff.
Yeah, this guy on the Flash, Joshua Williamson, I think is his name. He's been doing it for a while, and they just recently switched. And I like the new guy better. And I've only read a couple issues, but I already like this guy better. So I don't know. Yeah, reading some comics.
Very good, dude. That's awesome. That's crazy. It's weird.
They do a good job of like telling you, explaining, what happened without going into full detail. Some of the major storylines, So I get the gist of it, but I'm still like, man, I kind of want to read that whole thing,
Well, and then there's like years of continuity too. There's a part of me that just wants comics to just kind of be to like not worry about continuity. There's a part of me that just wants like, okay, I have a 6-issue story arc about Spider-Man. Gwen Stacy's still alive. And you know what I mean? Just almost everybody doing their own take on it. And they do that stuff. They do multiverse type stuff. But like, I almost don't want the continuity because it's like, so Gwen Stacy died in what, the 60s or the 70s? And Peter Parker's still like 28 years old. You know what I mean? It's just kind of weird. It's like, what the heck? Like at some point, like they got to age or something, right?
What?
But
why
also
can't they? Why can't they do that? Why can't they just do it?
I don't know. I just choose not to. I don't know if I showed you my little Lego Mandalorian and Lego Grogu there. I think they're not coming in focus.
Nice.
I forgot to show you this.
Beautiful.
We're back to show and tell. Look at this.
There it is.
Is that a Burger King
nice
cup?
Little pint glass.
Flash pint glass.
Is that from Burger King in the 80s?
No, I wish it would have been. Yeah.
Dude, I missed those I had a Return of the Jedi glass. It was like one of the few things that I was allowed to keep from the Great Purge of 1983 or whatever the fuck. But I had a Return of the Jedi glass. It was set in Jabba's palace. Had Max Rebo on there. So
for the listeners,
and there's your Flash comic. I understand the feeling you have right now, and it sucks. Like
I was going to say, growing up, for those who don't know our father, if there was any promotion at any fast food restaurant, we got it. If we would have saved all those and the wrappers, we'd be rich.
Oh yeah,
dude, that's awesome.
I still
right.
I still eat off of what do I have? We still have a plate currently in my home. I think it's from Hercules. It was a Disney plate when Hercules came out. When Laura was little. And that was like one of the last ones. Those were the best. The plates and the cups and now they don't do that as much.
It's good to see that tradition. It was passed down from son to son because I like to collect that shit too.
I got a Metallica tumbler. I don't know if that kind of similar.
Man, I was hoping to see your background totally reworked. Yeah, you must. Yeah, you must have been busy.
Yeah, I haven't done shit over here. I do have the Mach 6 on my desk though too. Love Speed Racer. All
right. You got anything else? I don't have anything else.
I guess we'll wrap it up. All right. So next week, Sin City.
Next week or 2 weeks?
Next episode. Next episode. I got to get used to saying that.
Right.
2 weeks. We're gonna get on a consistent schedule here, guys.
Aiden has all those little cars. He's got
Rob's delays.
3 Mach 6s. He's got the pink one. He's got the brown one from Speed Racer, the movie.
Nice.
And he's got the Mach 4 or whatever it was.
Nice.
He's got all those, man. They're still in his little collector's case.
The Mach 5, the main one, yeah.
Hey, remember your race car bed that Dad built for you, Rob?
Yeah.
The race car bed?
Yeah.
I do.
That thing was cool
that.
as fuck, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all white. have those
Actually,
really
it
weird
was
tires on
red.
it with like a pie pan kind of
Yeah,
rim or
yeah,
something
Dad,
like that.
Do you guys?
Yeah.
It
Oh,
no,
it
it
had a red
was
stripe,
we
but
painted
I
it
could be
white to
remember. You
match
would
my
know better than
Browns
I would.
room when I got older, but it was originally red. Yeah,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
yeah. I slept in it till I was 17.
Oh,
So
okay.
Yeah.
What happened to that thing?
Yeah, that's what happened. Rob turned, older.
my,
He's like, I can't sleep in this when I'm
Well,
30.
what do you do with that? Like, did you just throw it out? Did you donate it? Like, what happens to something like
Probably.
that? Had to weigh a
I
ton,
think
right?
they gave it to somebody, some little kid or something. I don't know, but it was cool because the rims were like
Huh.
cake pans. They were
That's a
round cake
beast. Very
pans.
cool.
That was freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The pie
yeah.
pans. Yeah, I remember that.
And the spoiler doubled as a bookshelf.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, that was tight.
Steve's like, you got all the cool stuff. You were the oldest.
I did. Have you?
Steve's like, I got a piece of cheese and a glass of
Yeah.
milk. Gosh, darn
All
it.
Star Wars shit.
I would totally sleep in a speed racer bed right now. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, Kristen, I'm going upstairs into the
Right.
Mach 5. See you in the morning.
There we go. Here's one last thing, and then we gotta go.
James Hetfield Pop. Nice. Here's my stuff.
Yo, my stuff. That's me at all times. I gotta show it to somebody who cares, because nobody in my house gives a shit. They're just like, why do you have all this crap? It's like, I love, oh, all right. One last thing, and then we'll go. Maggie and I ventured out to Target. Like, we've been quarantining pretty hard. Maggie, I don't know the last time she was in a store. Probably been a year. So she was just like cracking out at Target, looking at everything. We get to the NECA section. I don't know, but Targets typically have like a NECA section now, which is awesome. And we get to the NECA section, and she sees a figure of a character named Sam Hain from a movie called Trick or Treat. And she had to have it. And I thought that was awesome. So she has 2 figures now that she's bought on her own, of her own volition. I did not buy them for her. She has Pennywise the Clown from the original It miniseries on ABC. She has a NECA figure from that she found at Target. And then she has Sam Hain from the Trick or Treat
Does
movie.
she have these on display somewhere?
They are in the package. She just likes to have them. And I have no issue with that. Like, you want to buy this? I'm 100% on board. So yeah, she has her own little 7-inch figure collection going on. It's 2 figures big, and it makes me very happy.
I never would have thought I'd like in the package. Like when I was a kid, I was like, I can't wait to get this shit out of the package. Now I'm like, I would put my own kids in a package right now. I just put them off to the side.
All in a package. Well, these are really cool because the packaging is like this window box packaging. So they're boxes, but the flap, and they have this great artwork from the series or the movie or whatever, and then it like opens up. So you got like the little Velcro tab, and it opens up, and there's the figure and all the. It's kind of like the Mandalorian thing I showed you earlier, but smaller, where you can really see it. It's got like that nice window box kind of thing. So it looks great in the package. Actually, the packaging is a part of it. It's not like those clamshell packages. So. But yeah, she's got her own thing going on. And I didn't buy them for her. We were at the store. She picked them out 2 separate times, both times at Target. That NECA section is great to have at Target, because Maggie would otherwise never be anywhere near like NECA action figures.
Well, they're not as cool as a pair of work shoes, but I mean, they'll do.
Oh, dude! I got one more. I got another thing. All right, we're gonna end the show, and then I'll show you this because this is another big thing. Thanks for listening.
I got the thumbs up from Rob.